Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Students' Union of PhD College of Technology, a very warm welcome to the Centenary Auditorium this evening.
I am Srivadni DS from third year Production Engineering.
And I am Vishwan P. from third year Production Engineering. It's our privilege to be your MCs as we inaugurate the Students' Union for the academic year 2026-2027.
As John Donne reminds us, no man is an island. In the same spirit, the Students' Union stands for shared purpose, collective effort, and growth.
We warmly welcome our esteemed chief guest, principal, faculty members, dignitaries, office bearers, and dear students as we begin a new chapter of leadership and collaboration. Every meaningful beginning is strengthened by a moment of reflection and grace.
We request everyone to please raise for the prayer song, performed by PTPS from third year Computer Science and Govardhani G from Department of Information Technology.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கீழொழுகும் சீராரும் மதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கனமும் மது சுரந்த திராவிடனுள் தேனாரும் தரித்தனதும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற சொல்லும் புகழ் மனம் இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனே தமிழனே உன் சிறிடமை செயல்படும் வாழ்ந்தனுமே வாழ்ந்தனுமே வாழ்ந்தனுமே.
Thank you for the social rendition. Please seat well. We now have a video featuring the montage done by the Students' Union 2025 to 2026.
To formally open this evening's proceedings, we invite Mr. Adwan Khan A, Secretary Men, to deliver the welcome address.
Good afternoon to our esteemed dignitaries, respected faculty members, honored guests, and my dear fellow students. It gives me immense pleasure and pride to warmly welcome you all to the inauguration of the Students' Union for the academic year 2026-2027. Today marks the beginning of a new chapter of leadership, teamwork, responsibility, and service to student community. It's my privilege to extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest, Mr. Satya Sudhir Dulipala, Head SLB's Global IT Center, Coimbatore. We are truly honored by your presence among us today, sir. And we look forward to gaining valuable insights from your experience and words of wisdom. I extend my respectful welcome to our principal, Dr. G. Tilagavati ma'am, Secretary, Dr. B. Chandramohan sir, and Vice Principal, Women Welfare, Dr. Sridevi Ma'am, Dr. B. Sridevi Ma'am. We are grateful for your constant encouragement, support towards students' activities and initiatives. I also warmly welcome our Associate Deans, Student Affairs, Students' Welfare, and Faculty Advisors of Students' Union, whose guidance and support continue to strengthen student welfare and development. I also welcome deans, head of the departments, faculty members, staffs, and all distinguished guests present here today. A special welcome to the office bearers of the Students' Union 2026-2027. With leadership comes responsibility, and I am confident that this team will work with dedication, inclusiveness, and commitment to make this year meaningful for every student. Finally, I extend my heartfelt welcome to my fellow students. Your ideas, participation, and enthusiasm are what truly makes a student life vibrant. Let us work together to create an environment where every voice is heard, every idea is valued, and every student has the opportunity to grow. The inauguration of the Students' Union is not merely a ceremony. It is a commitment to serve, represent, and empower the student community. The inauguration of Students' Union is not merely a ceremony, it is a commitment. Once again, I warmly welcome everyone to this special occasion and wish Students' Union 2026-2027 a successful and memorable year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Adyan, for the gracious welcome and for setting the tone for the evening ahead. Now, we request the Associate Dean of Students Affairs, Professor C.G. Shivakumar, to present a bouquet to the Chief Guest as token of welcome.
Exceptional leadership.
Such leadership not only guides the present but also inspires the future. With that thought, we are honored to invite our principal, Dr. G. Pulagavati, to deliver the presidential address.
Respected chief guest of today's function, Mr. Satyasudhi Dulipala, GCC head, Coimbatore, Coimbatore IT Center head, SLB, Professor C.D. Shivakumar, Dean Students Affairs, faculty advisors of Students Union, heads of departments, and office bearers on the dais, Mr. Siddharth Anand, chairperson, Muthu Selvan, co-chairperson, Adyan Khan, secretary men, Netra, secretary women, Adishtraya, secretary science, distinguished guests, secretary, PhD College of Technology and Polytechnic, vice principal, director IQAC, PQM secretaries, deans, controller of examination, heads of departments, faculty members, and most importantly, the vibrant student body of PhD Tech. A very good evening to all of you. Just I would like to continue my address with a small presentation. So, this is a milestone for PhD and Sons Charities Trust. This year we are celebrating 100 years for the PhD and Sons Charities Trust, founded in 1926. By the founding fathers, you can see the four founding fathers. The four sons of PG and Sons, P.S. Govindasamy Naidu, divided his ancestral properties into five, and fifth is the PhD and Sons Charities Trust. It is standing tall as a banyan tree with more than 30,000 students under its umbrella, 30 institutions. And the success of this trust owes much to the guidance and support provided by the current managing trustee, Sri L. Gopalakrishnan, and chairman, Sri G.R. Karthikeyan. At this juncture, I would like to thank them for their support and guidance. PAG College of Technology has completed 75 years of its glorious presence in the map of education. Today we are completing 75 years of PAG Tech. 75 years is not merely a number, it represents generations of students, teachers, engineers, administrators, alumni who have contributed to the growth of this institution. As students, by joining this great institution, you have inherited this legacy. And this legacy is not something we inherit merely to admire, it is something we inherit to strengthen and carry forward. So, today, the new office bearers, for you, it is best wishes to all of you to continue our journey in a successful way. From administration, we are here to support you in all your activities, events, and welfare of the students. To be more specific, we have our Vice Principal Women Welfare to take care of the girls' students' welfare. And at this moment, I would like to request you to uphold the campus values, inclusivity, and constructive dialogue. So India, we need to support India in transitioning from services economy to IP economy. So India has tremendous talent and is a preferred destination. Why? Because we have a huge STEM talent and a lot of multinational companies like Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, as well as other big companies, they have started their global competitive competency centers and also R&D centers here in India, which are catering to the world. And we are acting as a laboratory for the world, and we have to be happy that we are shown resilience under constraint. For example, ISRO and other defense companies, they have developed their indigenous technologies in spite of restrictions in the resources. And 20% of our global workforce is 20% of the global workforce is in India, and we are a large market, and we offer the products at lower cost. Though India mirrors the world economy, we are still dependent on global technologies. So the major benefits, it does not come to us. And so we need to focus on building companies, develop technologies and indigenous products so that we can become Atmanirbhar or self-reliant. So in order to become self-reliant, we need to protect our intellectual property. So this slide shows about protecting the IPR. The IPR should not stand as an academic IPR. It should be transformed into a translational IPR, meaning it should, the intellectual property should start with an industry and the ideas should come from the industry and the product should be developed through the industry. That is translational. When you say it is transformational, the product should be useful to the society. The product should not stand with the industry, it should be very much useful to the society. That is what is transformational. So what are the possibilities as a students for you is, though we call AI is disruptive technologies, it is an opportunity that allows us to think and new inclusive model. Instead of making a linear extrapolation of the past, we should build the future with the ability to develop our own model. And so I would request all of you to be a part of building a developed India as an entrepreneur or as an employee, develop an economy, practice lifelong learning, be relevant, build trust on the system, support nation building with inclusive India. So this point I took it from the chief guest address in the foundation day. So he said the 4 pillars of future university is education, research, innovation and incubation. So through education, we should understand the fundamentals. Through research, explore the idea and make it into an innovative product, and that should go to the industry through incubation. So what we need to do is do small things consistently, meaning even a small incremental change will have a greater impact on the society. Learn to listen, embrace opportunities, take up interdisciplinary work, and you should choose the path, not the destination. That will help you always, you can be happy if you choose the path, not the destination. And I request you to cross your comfort zone deliberately. So this is exactly reflects the classroom environment. In your classroom and lab, you learn the fundamentals of STEM, solve numerical problems, you understand the operating procedures, you learn the clarity to write, speak, procedures, everything, communicate, and you understand the experimentation, you learn time management, discipline, lot more in the classroom and laboratories. By your participation in clubs and internships, definitely it will help you to improve your leadership, teamwork, real-time management. You learn to be resilient, and it improves your creativity, humility, professional ethics, and more importantly, how to handle a real-world problem that is learned only in the industry, and interdisciplinary work, how your decisions affect society, again, time management, group communication, all these are from through your club activities. So I request all of you to participate in the clubs and also internships. What is that you gain when you participate in your classrooms and co-curricular and extracurricular club activities and internship? The outcome will be definitely employability, so it will improve your professional confidence, readiness for opportunity, resilience under constraints, and you will be a complete professional. Just you will be surprised. I have taken an example from the mythological epics Ramayana and Mahabharata. So if you see the two characters, Rama, he is the and Krishna. If you take Rama, he is the ideal mirror. He teaches you absolute self-discipline. He shows you how to master the emotions, keep your promises, and lead by flawless and personal example. If you take Krishna, he is the master strategist. He teaches you resilience. He shows that when the world is chaotic and unfair, you do not give up. So you need to adapt, think sharply, and fight for what is right. So one is an idealistic character, another is the strategic character. In today's world, we need to have both of these. So rise to your potential, meaning your life will definitely test you with all challenges, mentally and physically. So let your moral compass guide, and along with your intellect, rise above, face your challenges, and conquer the world. So we want you to carry the PhD name with pride. Finally, be known for your professional acumen, humility, and kindness. So I would like to close with an excerpt from the song உன்னை அறிந்தால் மாபெரும் சபையினில் நீ நடந்தால் உனக்கு மாலைகள் விழ வேண்டும் மாசு குறையாத மன்னவன் என்று உலகம் உன்னை போற்றி புகழ வேண்டும். This thank you once again.
Thank you, ma'am, for your gracious and inspiring words of wisdom.
It is now our privilege to invite our Associate Dean of Student Affairs, Sir C.G. Sivakumar, formally introduce the office bearers of the Students' Union in the academic year 2026-2027.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is my immense pleasure to welcome all of you to this Students' Union inaugural ceremony. I extend a very warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Satya Sudhir Dulipala, Head SLB's Global IT Center, Coimbatore. At the outset, I wish to place on record my sincere gratitude to our management and principal, whose vision, encouragement, and unwavering support have been the guiding force behind every Students' Union activity. The leadership of our management and principal has enabled our students to dream bigger, participate actively, and achieve greater heights. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our secretary, vice principal of TQM officials, deans, heads of departments, and faculty advisors of Students' Union, faculty advisors of all clubs, associations, officers of NSS and NCC, and every member of the faculty who dedicates valuable time beyond the classroom and staff for the holistic development of our students. Our institution is blessed with a vibrant student ecosystem. We have nearly 21 student clubs and 41 professional associations, including student chapters, NCC and NSS units, each providing unique opportunities for students to develop leadership, communication, teamwork, technical competence, and social responsibility. Students' office bearers, let me briefly explain the rigorous process through which they have been selected. Applications were invited soon after the commencement of this academic year. Each application was carefully scrutinized based on academic credentials, leadership qualities, participation in co-curricular and extracurricular activities, and overall merit. Subsequently, category-wise interviews were conducted by a distinguished panel of 8 members comprising of vice principal, deans, professors, and senior faculty members. I sincerely thank every member of the selection committee for investing their valuable time in identifying deserving student leaders. This year, we received 7 applications for the chairman position, 4 applications for the co-chairman position, 4 applications for the secretary men, 8 applications from secretary women position, and 5 applications for the science secretary position. The selection process was transparent, objective, and entirely based on merit and performance. As all of us know, the composition of the Students' Union follows the statutes of our institution. Chairman is selected from the final year B BTech programs, co-chairperson from the final year sandwich programs, while the secretaries represent various student groups, ensuring broad and inclusive representation from third year programs. Dear students, whenever you participate in a club activity, technical association, ICC, NSS, sports, cultural event, or professional competition, you discover your strengths, identify areas for improvement, and develop confidence. As our respected principal emphasized, I urge each one of you to actively participate in at least one meaningful activity outside the classroom. These experiences will become lifelong assets. The leadership, teamwork, communication, discipline, and problem-solving skills you acquire today will remain your greatest strengths throughout your professional career. I also request every student volunteer, club secretary, association office bearer, faculty advisor, heads of departments, deans, and every faculty member to extend their wholehearted support to the Students' Union. Together, let us make this academic year vibrant, productive, and memorable. Now it's my privilege to introduce the newly selected Students' Union office bearers one by one. Science Secretary, Ms. Abhishreya K., a third year student of MSc FDM. Secretary Women, Ms. Netra T., a third year student of BTech Biotech. Secretary Men, Mr. Adian Khan, a third year student of BE Production Engineering. Co-chairperson, Mr. Muthuchelvan C., a final year student of BE Sandwich Mechanical Engineering program. And chairperson, Mr. Siddharth Anand, a final year student of BE Mechanical Engineering program. Congratulations to all of you, and we wish you a fruitful year of leadership. Let us all extend our wholehearted support and blessings to the entire Students' Union team as they embark on a year of service, leadership, and excellence. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us extend a warm and enthusiastic round of applause to the newly introduced office bearers. May their tenure be guided by integrity, strengthened by teamwork, and remembered through the positive differences they create.
Thank you, sir, for the warm introduction of our office bearers. We extend our congratulations to each of them and look forward to their leadership and contributions.
Before we look ahead, it's worth pausing to look back. We invite Mr. Muthuselvan C, co-chairperson, to take us through the Students' Union achievement over the academic year 2025 to 26.
A very good afternoon to everyone present here. Our esteemed chief guest, respected principal ma'am, secretary sir, vice principal ma'am, deans, faculty advisors, faculty members, and my dear student friends. It is a privilege to stand before you today as the co-chairperson of the Students' Union and take you through the journey and opportunities of Students' Union during the academic year 2025-26. Students' Union is not merely an organization that conducts events. It is a platform that connects students, encourages participation, provides opportunities to explore our interest, and most importantly, gives students a voice within the institution. As rightly stated, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. With this spirit of participation, leadership, and collective effort, let us take a moment to look back the academic year 2025-26, a year marked with meaningful initiatives, enthusiastic participation, and memorable achievements. The academic year 2025-26 began with the orientation program of our first year BE BTech students on 8th August 2025. It marked the first step of our freshers into college life and helped them become familiar with the campus and student community. We then came together for the Teachers' Day celebrations, expressing our gratitude to the faculty members who continuously guide, mentor, and inspire us. In mid-September, the Students' Welfare Committee meeting was conducted, providing a platform to discuss student concerns and explore ways to improve student life on campus. One of the major highlights of the year was Intrams 2025, held on 25th and 26th October 2025, which brought together students from across the campus and provided them with a platform to showcase their cultural talents, creativity, teamwork, and extracurricular abilities. More than just a cultural celebration, Intrams demonstrated the enthusiasm and participation of our student community. Following Intrams, the Students' Union also took an active role in promoting social awareness and civic responsibility through the RTI Week activities in October 2025. The week featured three meaningful initiatives: a rally for road safety and RTA awareness on 6th October, a poster prodigy contest on 9th October, and a guest lecture on the RTA Act on 10th October. Together, these initiatives demonstrated that student leadership extends beyond campus events. It is also creating socially aware and responsible citizens. The Student Union also continued its commitment towards maintaining a safe and inclusive campus through the anti-ragging committee meeting held in December. Moving into the second half of the academic year, we celebrated Pongal, bringing together the college community and to celebrate the richness of our traditions and culture. Following that, Republic Day was conducted where the entire college community came together in celebration of our nation. The Grand Inter-College Technical Symposium of PSC College of Technology, CREA 2026, held from 13th to 15th March 2026, brought together technical competitions, workshops, paper presentations, and industry interactions, providing students with opportunities to test their knowledge, showcase their ideas, and interact with larger technical community. With 28 events, 3 workshops, 4 paper presentations, and 2000 plus participants, CREA 2026 became one of the major platforms for technical learning and student participation through the academic year. As part of 2026 of CREA, the panel discussion, which was introduced last year, continued as an engaging platform for students to interact with experienced professionals and industry experts. It encouraged meaningful discussions on emerging trends, challenges, and opportunities while giving students valuable insights beyond the classroom. Beyond the numbers, GIA gave our students an opportunity to move from learning concepts in the classroom to applying them in a competitive and collaborative environment. The academic year then moved towards one of its much awaited celebrations, Tech Day, held on 7th April 2026, celebrating technical excellence, achievements, innovation, and the diverse talents of our student community. In addition to these celebrations, the Students' Union also observed several important occasions throughout the year, including Ulaga Thaimoli Dinam, Constitution Day, and World Environment Day. These occasions gave students to celebrate our language and heritage, understand our cultural values, and reflect on our responsibility towards the environment. Throughout the year, our clubs and associations remained actively engaged through workshops, seminars, guest lectures, competitions, cultural and literacy activities, and interactions with industry experts and alumni. These initiatives created opportunities for students to learn beyond curriculum, interact with professionals, explore their interests, and develop skills that cannot be acquired inside a classroom. Every experience is an opportunity to learn, and every opportunity is a chance to grow. When we look back at the academic year 2025-26, what truly stands out is not just the number of programs conducted. It is the participation of our students. It is the dedication of our volunteers. It is the leadership of our office bearers of the academic year 2025-26. And it is the continuous support and guidance of our faculty advisors and coordinators. As the saying goes, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Every successful program was the result of people working together with a common purpose. On behalf of Students' Union, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to our principal, deans, associate deans, faculty advisors, faculty coordinators, office bearers, clubs and associations, volunteers, and every student who contributed towards making academic year 2025-26 a memorable and a meaningful year. The previous year has given us not only achievements to celebrate, but also experiences to learn from and a strong foundation to build upon. As we step into the new academic year, let us carry forward the same spirit of participation, responsibility, creativity, and togetherness. The best way to predict the future is to create it. Thank you.
Thank you, for reminding us just how much a committed field can accomplish in a single year. Every year is written before it is lived, in plans and intentions in the year's first draft. We invite Mr. Siddharth and Anand, Chairperson, to share the Students' Union Activities Plan 2026-2027.
Very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Satya Sudhir Dulipala, sir. Principal Dr. G. Tilagodi, ma'am. Members of EQM cell. The Vice Principal Dr. B. Sridevi, ma'am. Secretary, sir. Deans, the faculty advisors, secretaries of clubs and associations, council members of ECEL, TSJIM, people present watching the live streams, and all my dear friends. I extend my sincere thanks to everyone joining us today on the occasion of Students' Union inauguration for the academic year 26-27. The previous academic year achievements were very well put up by the co-chairperson, and thus I am here to present the year plan of Students' Union for the academic year 26-27. A true leader must have a clear vision. They can't send mixed signals. Guided by these words and the invaluable insights of our students, alumni, faculty advisors, deans, vice principal, and the principal, I am proud to unveil our guiding agenda for the year ahead, putting students first. First, the student volunteers from Students' Union played a supportive role in the first year BTech, second year lateral entry, and first year MCA, MBA, MTech admission process, held in the second and third week of July, guiding them properly during the admission process and lending out a helping hand by clarifying doubts and interacting with the students. A momentous occasion celebrating India's 80th Independence Day was successfully conducted on the 15th of August 2026 in collaboration with NCC with flag unfurling and cultural programs at Unblock Ground PhD Tech. Thanks to the tireless efforts and flawless coordination of our Students' Union volunteers, the orientation for our newest BTech students was a successful one. Their passion and leadership really embodied the spirit of our campus community, ensuring our newest members felt right at home. Recognizing that associated clubs and associations are vital pillars of the Students' Union, club secretaries recently presented their strategic budget plans.
The comprehensive budget presentations for the clubs were successfully held on August 19th and 20th, 2026, in the presence of the SU team members and their respective faculty advisors, with departmental associations following on the subsequent days. Guru, Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Recognizing that teachers guide us with a status higher than the gods, the Students' Union will be organizing a special Teachers' Day celebration on September 5th, 2026. The SU team is spearheading all arrangements, including formal invitations and heartfelt tokens of appreciation, to honor our faculty for their invaluable role in molding our futures. Bringing out the best in our campus community, the Students' Union proudly presents Intrams 2026, our annual intra-college event tentatively slated for September 26th and 27th. Driven by SU and supported by our vibrant clubs, Intrams is designed to shape students' extracurricular skills and inspire them to think creatively beyond traditional academic boundaries. To proactively address student welfare across campus, the Students' Union will host the annual General Council meetings in two phases. General Council meeting one in November 2026 and General Council meeting 2 in March 2027. Guided by SU, these sessions will bring together office bearers, class representatives, club and association secretaries, collaboratively discuss on key matters concerning academics and the library. Marking the historic journey of India as a sovereign nation and the adoption of our constitution, the Students' Union will proudly lead the Republic Day celebrations on January 26, 2027. The event will feature a formal flag hosting ceremony and vibrant cultural programs, bringing the campus community together in patriotic spirit. Evolving as the pinnacle of technical excellence, PR 2027, PSG College of Technology's flagship Inter-College Technical Symposium is gearing up for an electrifying edition. Organized by the Students' Union, this mega event will serve as a battleground for brilliant minds, featuring technical workshops, competitive paper presentation, intense challenges, and invaluable industry interaction designed to engineer the innovators of tomorrow. The extravagant Tech Day and Social Day, standing as a hallmark of our academic calendar, are planned for April 2027. These days will be a celebration of achievement, a reflection of our progress, and an opportunity to bring the entire college together. Covering up on the regular functioning of the Students' Union, I wish to return on the working agenda for this year. The Students' Welfare Committee is under active reforms and promised to bring many new initiatives for the welfare of students, guiding them towards a sharper, brighter, and a drug-free future. Organized by the Students' Union in partnership with the Computer Science and Engineering Association and the E-Cell of PSGIM, we are excited to bring you a first of its kind ideathon with the motto, where innovation meets enterprise. As the saying goes, accuracy without a clear target is merely motion without a destination. To ensure every student finds their mark, the Students' Union has planned to launch structured round of mock group discussion and interviews for second and third year students. By leveraging the invaluable mentorship of our fourth year seniors, experienced alumni, and distinguished professionals, we are transforming preparation into mastery, ensuring our students step into their career placements with absolute confidence. Building on our commitment to holistic learning, the Students' Union is rolling out a dynamic series of interdepartmental events. By bringing together associations from diverse academic backgrounds to co-create engaging programs. This initiative fosters cross-disciplinary collaboration and significantly enriches the learning curve for each student. Social, cultural, and literary activities will be planned under various clubs and associations throughout the year through workshops, seminars, guest lectures, and events. Interactive sessions with industry experts and alumni will also be organized to provide real-world exposure. Change always unfolds steadily, paving the way for a brighter and better tomorrow. The Students' Union aims and aspires to set a strong foundation this year so that students benefit from the events and activities that are held in the college, not for this academic year, but even 5 to 10 years down the line, so that students are molded into respectable members of the society, become guiding beacons for others to follow, and become somebody not only their parents, but they themselves are proud of. At last, I would like to thank the principal, deans, associate deans, faculty advisors, and faculty coordinators of all the clubs and associations for their continuous support and encouragement. Once again, wish everyone a good day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Siddharth. The Students' Union for 2026-27 now carries forward this responsibility with the fresh vision and an ambitious program of activities designed to engage, inspire, and bring together the student community.
Turning now to our keynote address.
We invite Ms. Netra TU, Secretary Women, to introduce the chief guest for this evening.
Good evening, respected dignitaries, esteemed faculty members, and dear students. It is my privilege to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Satya Sudhir Dulipala, a visionary technology leader, innovator, and mentor whose journey is both inspiring and multifaceted. He began his career with bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from BITS Pilani. From there, he built an extraordinary unconventional leadership journey, transitioning from working in the oil fields of West Siberia to leading global technology teams across Dubai, India, and the United States. His career spans field operations, enterprise technology, and digital transformation, giving him a unique perspective that bridges the ground realities of engineering with the infinite possibilities of technology. Professionally, Mr. Satya heads SLV Global IT Center in Coimbatore, where he leads core technology capabilities across cybersecurity, cloud, SAP, application development, data analytics, and data science. Under his guidance, the center drives global innovation, including building centers of excellence in low-code platforms, scaling citizen development program, and co-leading InnovateX, SLB's Global Innovation Accelerator. Equally noteworthy is the breadth of his commitment to people and society. His leadership actively extends into driving diversity, equity, and inclusion, corporate social responsibility, and university industry collaboration. Guided by his core values of empathy, curiosity, humility, and ethics, he strongly believes that true leadership is ultimately about enabling people to create meaningful impact. Mr. Satya Dolipala stands as a true role model of purposeful leadership, continuous learning, and innovation. It is an indeed honor to have him with us today. Let us all join together in extending a very warm welcome to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Satya Dolipala. Welcome, sir.
Sir, your success in global technology offers our students invaluable insights, and we warmly invite you to the podium to address the gathering.
Good day, everyone. I guess I'm audible. So, respected dignitaries on stage, Principal Dr. Tilkavati ma'am, Professor C.G. Shivakumar sir, and all the student union freshly minted, what should I call you, the heads of the student union, or probably the office bearers of student union, Mr. Siddharth, Muthu, Adiyan, Netra, and Abhishraya. Congrats on taking up. It's a big responsibility, but also I'm sure all the backing you have of your principal and of your dean and your faculty, and more importantly, all your fellow students, you'll do a great job. So first of all, thank you for having me here. It's wonderful to be back at PSG, and thank you, Natarajan sir, for inviting me one more time. The last time I stood and addressed this big an audience was actually in ITech. That day I was speaking to the graduating class. Today I'm speaking to the students who are not yet graduated, but almost there or getting there. So, and some of you are taking on the Students' Union responsibility. So I'm very happy to be here and say a few words on how my journey has been, what I've learned in terms of leadership, and what I think you could benefit if you think on those lines. So as part of being a Students' Union, you're obviously going to organize, represent people, make decisions, and also disagree with each other. That's a key part of being a Students' Union. And sometimes maybe you'll also wonder, why the heck did I volunteer for this? I was living a very peaceful life, and now there is so much headache to deal with. But let me tell you something. This role is going to be far useful just beyond this campus. And you're going to do a lot of things that will help you through your entire career. Things like how do you work with people who have completely different opinions, yet work towards something together? How do you persuade people to do something when you don't have formal authority? How do you represent people who don't agree with you? Make something happen with limited time, limited money, and limited resources. And more importantly, how do you take responsibility when something doesn't go according to the plan? You'll be expected to do all these things in your professional career, and your first job might give you a good title and a job description, but the founding prep work for that actually starts with this, and it gives you something valuable. And that is a chance to discover what you're capable of. So don't think of this as something you're just doing on the side. It's not just a part of your education, it is education. And I know this because I've been in your shoes. In my days in Pilani, I used to be the president of the Mechanical Engineering Association. So looking back on what I learned then, that was probably my first real experience of actually leading a group of people. Back then, I had no management training, I had no leadership courses, and no great theory. All I had was a bunch of students, a lot of activities, different opinions, limited resources, and occasionally the very strong belief that my idea was always right because I'm the president. But you soon realize that it's not always right. And that was probably a very good learning to have as well. Because I learned many things there which actually helped me in my career as well. Again, going back to getting people to participate, working with people who don't agree with you all the time, and making something happen with limited resources. And I think one biggest learning for me was being in charge doesn't mean you have to get your way. It basically means you have to make the group work and the organization work. And what I didn't know then was where that experience of leading that association actually. So as was introduced, I did my mechanical engineering from Pilani. And then I joined SLB or Slumberjay then as a fresh graduate. And my career took me all over the world. I started with freezing rigs in West Siberia, minus 50. I thought this is too cold. Let me go to a hotter place. And ended up going to Dubai. So I had 100-degree variation. And then I said, okay, this is too much. Let me go to a more meaningful place. So I ended up in Pune. I did some role in Houston. And right now I'm here in Coimbatore, right? So if I look back at it, it was like always keep moving to a more tougher place or to a bigger problem and solve that problem and move on in your career. That's how I built my career. And I think it worked reasonably well. As was introduced, I started in the field. Today I lead a global technology center. And I started in mechanical engineering, then moved into digital transformation, data automation, AI, and technology leadership. So if you ask my 22-year-old self long ago, if this was the career I planned, I would definitely say no. This is definitely not what I had in mind. And if that 22-year-old Satya comes and talks to this Satya, probably have a lot of questions. And the first question would be, how did mechanical engineering become AI? And the answer is, I completely don't know. And then that's the whole point of it. Right? You don't plan for everything you do in your career. Some of the best opportunities came disguised for something I wasn't completely ready for, and that'll be the same for you guys as well. So don't worry about having your entire life figured out to the age of 60. Have a direction, have an ambition, but be curious enough to change the course if something more meaningful and something more significant comes across the way. Your degree is definitely a great foundation, but it doesn't need to be your boundary. So think beyond and think big. And the whole gist of that is basically stay curious. And if you're going to stay curious, you must also be comfortable with not knowing. And I learned this very early in my career. So when I went to Siberia as a young engineer, all I had was a degree and some confidence, but I had no idea what I was doing. And the good news is no one there cared about my degree. So first of all, in Russia, no one knows about Bill Pilani and no one knows about the degree I had. So they didn't really matter. And the equipment I was dealing with, it was equipment. It didn't know if I graduated from college A or college B or I had a degree or a degree B. And the people around me had something I didn't have, which was experience. So I had a choice, right? I could always pretend saying, oh, I know everything, kind of clever with it, or I could ask questions. And I always choose the second one, ask questions. And that stays with me even today. I ask a lot of questions. These days, I ask a lot of questions to ChatGPT, but nevertheless, I still ask a lot of questions. Because as you progress in your career, you will realize that you will be in rooms where you always don't know everything. There will be someone better who knows more, or there will be someone who is more deeper than what you have. And that's okay. Being less knowledgeable in the room is not a weakness. It's probably the fastest way to grow. Because sometimes you will then say, I don't know, you tell me. And that will actually be a very fast learning curve that will help you to grow. And that willingness to learn from others also changes how you work with people. Once we accept that we don't know everything, we become more open to the possibility that somebody else might have a better idea. And I've seen this repeatedly. She spoke about Innovatex. Innovatex is the flagship innovation event we run in SLB. And we have hundreds of people. It's like a Shark Tank style event. We have hundreds of people pitching ideas, pitching solutions, challenging each other, and learning from experience. So I used to run that as part of the organizing committee. I ran it for 3 years. And what fascinated me was just not the idea on the stage, but more importantly, that there was actually a stage where we could get people who might have never spoken to give an opportunity to speak. An idea that might have just stayed in someone's head was actually out in the open, was being challenged. So people could articulate thinking, defend it, listen, adapt, and sometimes completely rethink it. So you don't need to be the person with always the best idea. Sometimes your job is just to create an environment where best ideas emerge. And that is particularly relevant to Students' Union, because that's what you're intended to do. So you've been given a platform. Just don't use the platform for yourself. Use it, put others on the stage, and build a stage for others. Give someone their first opportunity to lead, someone who stays quiet normally to speak, and people in the room to experiment. And when someone disagrees with you, don't see that as a problem. Because some of the best decisions that I've been part of started with, I don't agree, or have we thought about this differently, and what if we are wrong? The objective is not always to win the argument, it's actually to make the decision better. So challenge the idea, challenge the assumption, but don't attack the person. This is not assembly. We don't need to create mud flagging against each other. Challenge the idea, challenge the assumption, focus on that, not on the person. And sometimes the strongest thing one can say as a leader is, you're right, I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong saying that. And once people trust you with a platform, they have done in this course, what you do with that trust is very important. So there will be moments when what is convenient, what is right, may not be the same thing. You will have to decide who gets an opportunity, how resources are used, whose voice gets heard, whether a rule applies equally to everyone or not. And sometimes the decision you take might actually benefit someone you know. And that's when things get real. Like, do you get perceived as if you're being biased, or do you actually take decisions which are for the bigger benefit of all? It's always easy to do things right when everyone is watching. The real test is, what do you do when nobody is watching? So don't just ask, can we do this? Also ask, should we do this? Who would be affected? Who would be impacted? Is it fair to do this? Is it right? And most importantly, would I be actually comfortable explaining this decision to the person who disagrees with me? Because results matter, but it is also very important on how you get your results. And I've heard your plans for 26, 27. Obviously, a lot of events are being planned. And if you want people to participate, one of the first things you need to understand is what makes people participate. And this was an experiment I actually did here in Coimbatore in the last 15 months. We launched a program called Engage 360. The idea was fairly simple. Just like you have your clubs and your unions, we also have a lot of clubs in the office. They do a lot of things ranging from CSR, DEI, events, tech fest, tech day, all kinds of things, right? The idea was simple, right? How do we make people actually come and participate? I don't know how many people participate in PSC, but that is generally a problem. We keep holding events, people don't turn up. So we thought, let's actually make participation visible, recognize contribution, and introduce a little healthy competition. So that we thought if we introduce gamification, people actually change and they behave differently. And it did. The gamification actually made people participate. They wanted the points for participating, the points for organizing, all kinds of points, right? And we basically discovered that adults, even if you're in a corporate, are no different than students. Give us a leaderboard, give us a top 10 rank, people fight, people want that recognition, and we are extremely competitive. But the biggest lesson that we actually learned about it is not just gamification. It actually drew, but that actually gave us a data set to tell us about people. We often assume that if something is important, people will all automatically participate. They don't, because there's a lot of competing priorities in life. People participate when they feel their contribution matters. So think about this in terms of the union. You have clubs, you have associations, different disciplines, different interests, and very different personalities. Don't just ask how many events we can conduct. Actually ask how many people can we bring into the experience, who normally stays quiet, who has never had a chance to lead, whose voice are we not hearing. So think on those lines, think about how can you structure programs so that you can actually bring them into the events that you do. So if at the end of the year, if more students feel that they belonged, that they were heard and their contribution mattered, you have achieved more success and more meaningful success than just simply doing more events. And then the elephant in the room, I can't do a speech without AI these days, so I need to talk about AI. So, and that is very interesting about your generation, right? So quick question, how many of you used ChatGPT today or some AI tool since morning till now? How many of you are actually right now on ChatGPT saying this is a very boring speech, give me something interesting to listen to? So I'm not going to ask what you're used for, but you know what I'm talking about, right? You're living through it essentially. AI can write code, it can research, it can analyze, summarize, it can generate ideas, and it is obviously going to get more powerful. And I spend a lot of my time dealing with AI because I run a tech center which deals with AI. But then a few months ago, I actually went to the Himalayas for 2 weeks on a hike. And it gave me a very good, meaningful reminder, which is when you step away from this whole buzzing world of, oh, a new model came up, that came up, this came up, that is leading, this is leading, you realize that most people outside the technology world don't really care which model is winning. They only care if a technology will actually solve the problem or not. Will it improve their lives? Will it basically help them to earn more or have better work-life balance or whatever their sphere of influence, right? And that is a strong reminder for me is don't fall in love with just the technology because technology will keep changing. We had a 5.2, we'll have a 6.4, we'll have something else tomorrow, right? Fall in love with the problem. Try identifying what the real world problems are, try how the people are impacted by those problems and the consequences your solutions will have, right? So this is one more thing I've been thinking of recently is that today everyone has access to technology and most powerful intelligence. At one point, it used to be that very few people used to know stuff. Today, ChatGPT knows every stuff. You go ask it, it will tell you. So if everyone knows everything, because everyone has access to it, what differentiates you from the next person? And I don't think it'll just be what you know most, because someone with a ChatGPT knows more than what you know. And at some point, the machine will definitely know more than what you know. So I think the important piece would be not who knows more, but who can actually ask the better question. Who can decide which problems are worth solving and who understands the context and who sees the consequences and who is most importantly willing to take the responsibility of outcomes. We cannot say ChatGPT said this, so I did it. people are not going to go fight chat with ChatGPT, they're going to fight with you. So make sure, even if AI tells you to do something, we are still responsible for the outcomes of it, right? So as intelligence becomes more and more abundant, I think judgment becomes more and more valuable, and it is important that we nurture that thinking process, that we get good at how we judge things in life. So I'm not saying don't use AI. Obviously, use AI and let it do the heavy lifting. Let it research, analyze, challenge, and when you can think of 2 ideas, it'll give you 10 ideas. Take the 10 ideas, but don't outsource your judgment to it. Stay grounded in reality, context, people, and consequences and purpose. Because a brilliant answer that ChatGPT can give to a wrong question is still the wrong answer. There's no use of it. And then one other thing is, so I've said a few things already, and I'll say some more things. I obviously don't expect every one of you to remember everything I said. In fact, I'm not even expecting all of you to listen to what I said. If 4 people in this room can actually hear what I said, I think I've done my job. The unfortunate problem is I don't know who those 4 are. You don't know who those 4 are. Therefore, we need to get everyone and do a 15-minute speech. Otherwise, I would have given a 4-minute bhasan to them, and we could have all saved time. So you have to bear with me. But if those 4 people in the room actually heard something, I want them to take away a few things. One is take a chance, is about finding your voice, is about using your position differently, and maybe believing that you can do more than what you think you can. So I don't know what you heard, but that is still okay. Even if one person takes away something useful from this conversation, I think we have met our objective. And it's not just today, right? And not what you take away from today. It's 75 years of PSG Tech, 100 years of PSG as an organization. So it's what you do with that in the year ahead in front of you. Because this 1 year in the history of this institution is what you will drive as a as a office bearers for the student union. So it's not a title, a committee, or a calendar of events. Like one of you actually said, it's a responsibility. So you're now responsible for what you build, what you preserve, what you change, and what you leave behind. So ask yourself, what's next? What new ideas can you bring? I heard quite a few of those. What haven't we tried? Who can you bring into the community that is not participating today? And don't be afraid to experiment. You might get it wrong, but that's okay. It's better to fail here than fail in a corporate, because you have a very strong ecosystem that will take care of you. And also think what deserves to last, because that is very important when legacy comes into play, right? Not everything that came before you needs to change just because you're new. Some traditions, relationships, programs, and ways of doing things are there because they have a lot of value and because generations before you have built them. So protect what is protecting, but then also comes the hardest question. What should we let go? So what we are continuing simply because this is how we did it. That's one of the worst answers that you can ever hear, saying we need to do this because this is what the previous generation did it, or there still needs to be a very strong reason on why something needs to continue. Maybe there are processes that everybody hates, but nobody questioned. So go around questioning them, change them. And maybe there are things that some of them have just outlived their purpose because it's changing times. Let them go. Because sometimes progress is not just about adding new things, it's also about having the courage to stop. So since you quoted Krishna, I actually had a Bhagavad Gita quote, so I will quote Bhagavad Gita here, which I think fits very beautifully, which is, focus on the action that is yours to do rather than being consumed by the outcome. So you may organize an event and nobody may remember it. You may start something and somebody else might complete it. You may try to change something and fail, but see, I've been trying to give that speech. I have no expectation that anyone will listen. That is what I'm talking about. So your responsibility is to do what is yours to do. Do it with integrity, with effort, and with the best judgment you have. You don't control every outcome, but you do control the quality of your intent, your effort, and choices. And that brings back to legacy. PSG finished 100 years this year. SLB, my company, finished 100 years this year. We just don't randomly finish 100 years. We finish 100 years because generation after generation, you add something. Some things were preserved, some things were transferred, and some things were left behind. And that's what legacy really is. So you don't simply inherit it, you add to it. And it's your turn. When your year is over, don't measure just by saying how many events we conducted. Again, go back, same thing, ask yourself, did we make it easier for someone to participate? Did we make room for a voice that might have otherwise gone unheard? And did we improve something that future students will inherit? And did we leave PSG a little better than we found it? So to summarize, because I've learned I need to summarize when I give long speeches, don't just take the stage, build a stage for others. Don't just use intelligence, AI, use it with judgment. And don't wait for the future to make you a leader. Start here, start now. And when your year is over, I hope you can look back and say, PSG is a little better because we were here and we did this. With that, thank you once again for all the patience, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for setting such a thoughtful tone for our new term. Address has provided us with the wealth knowledge to carry forward.
On this occasion, we invite our principal to present a memento to our chief guest, Mr. Satyasudhir Dulipala.
Thank you, ma'am, and thank you, sir, once again for gracing us with your presence. No gathering such as this is the work of one person or even a few. It is built quietly by many hands working together a single afternoon.
To offer our gratitude, we invite Ms. Abhishek K., Secretary Science, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Gratitude turns ordinary moment into extraordinary blessings. It is my immense pleasure and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks for the Students' Union Inauguration 2026-27. On behalf of the Students' Union, as Secretary Science, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has joined us on this special occasion. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Satya Sudhir Pulipala, Head of SLB Global IT Center, Coimbatore. Sir, your remarkable journey from West Siberia to leading global technology teams, guided by the values of empathy, curiosity, humility, and ethics, is truly inspiring. Thank you for gracing this occasion with your presence and for sharing such a valuable and motivating insights with us. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our managing trustee for constant support, encouragement extended towards the students' activities. Our sincere thanks to our principal, Dr. G. Tilagavati, for our visionary guidance, inspiring presidential address, and her constant support and encouragement extended towards the Students' Union and its activities. We would also like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the Secretary, PST College of Technology, and our Vice Principal for their valuable support, guidance, and encouragement. We also extend our sincere appreciation to our Associate Dean of Students Affairs, Professor C.G. Shivakumar, along with all our deans, head of departments, faculty advisors, and mentors for their constant support and encouragement. A special word of thanks to the management and maintenance teams for ensuring seamless arrangements, and to our dedicated student volunteers whose tireless efforts made this event possible. Finally, my heartfelt thanks to all my fellow students gathered here at the Centenary Auditorium. Your enthusiasm, participation, and energy are what make our Students' Union truly vibrant and meaningful. Let us come together and make the academic year an extraordinary one. Thank you all for being the part of this memorable occasion.
Thank you, Abhishaya, for those heartfelt words.
As we draw this ceremony, let's come together once more, as we always do, in honor of our nation.
Ladies and gentlemen, kindly rise for the national anthem.
Thank you. On behalf of the Students' Union of PhD College of Technology, we thank you all for being part of this inauguration.
We wish the Students' Union 2026